on. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. We are live. It's 18:10 hours in the PM California time, which is Pacific time. Hopefully everybody's having an awesome day or had an awesome day. I know many of you are unwinding for the evening, for the late afternoon, and some of you might be just starting your shift. Wherever you are, hopefully you're doing okay. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the unfortunate lady that was found inside of her cubicle at Wells Fargo. I want to thank Mario Castillo, my good friend Mario Castillo from San Diego. He is a firearms BSIS firearm instructors, and he wanted me to talk about this video. He sent me links and some points of discussion, which I probably forgot. Sorry, Mario. But I'm sure that I'm discussing most of what he wanted me to discuss. I did see this video. I did see the news article about a week ago or maybe longer. I was going to talk about it, and then I decided not to. And then Mario informed me that there's a lot of traction and going on like viral on social media. So I want to nip this in the butt as soon as possible and discuss any issues, and I'm sure that there's potentially a lot. So all we know is that on Friday, our unfortunate person, and guys, I know maybe by the title of the video, the caption, maybe the thumbnail, it seems like I am unsensitive, not sensitive to those that perished. I am. I couldn't think of any other title right now at this time or any other thumbnail. I do these thumbnails and titles on my own. So I just don't want to appear not sensitive to the family. You will be in our prayers, and this is a horrible tragedy. Those that knew this lady, I'm sorry this had to happen in such a way. So let's talk about what happened. So on Friday, this lady, this Wells Fargo employee, apparently she clocks in and she works at an office where not a lot of people work at. This is the story that we got. We do understand that she was on the third floor, I think, and her cubicle or her section is like not on the same floor where many other cubicles are. A lot of these employees, they work from home, and sometimes, occasionally, they have to do some time in the office. So Friday, she works. It's unknown when she passed away. We know she was there Saturday, Sunday, and she was not discovered until Tuesday. Her coworkers or some employees discovered. Oh my goodness. Looks like we lost quite a bit of people. I don't know where. Jeez, I don't know where we lost you guys. Okay, I'm thinking about redoing this video, but I don't want to because I know that some of you guys are trying to. I don't know where we lost connection. I'm gonna just recap real quick, and that's going back to the culture of Wells Fargo Bank, right? Which actually we'll go back further because once again I don't remember where I lost you guys because we just had a bad connection. Deceased person smells differently to different people. It's not an objective smell, it's a subjective smell. I have been around a lot of people that lost their life in different stages of decomposition. Roadkill smells like a decomposed body. Sewage can smell like a decomposed body. Trash that hasn't been thrown out smells like a dead body. It's a very subjective smell. It's not objective, it's subjective. Now, I know in the comments, some people are going to say, I have more time as a cop, as a somebody in the military, infantry, and I smell a lot more dead bodies than you. You probably have. I've been in this line of work for well over 20 years. But once again, I'll tell you, it is a subject. You, you don't know what it is. So people in the comments that are saying, oh, you should have known it's a dead body, it's common sense, you don't know unless you've really been around. And if you've been around dead bodies, once again, it's a subjective smell that you can easily get confused for even something as simple as a dead rodent in an attic. The smells are very similar. Onward, how come nobody's checking up on this lady? I think this goes back to the culture of Wells Fargo Bank. Is this a culture or environment where nobody cares about their coworkers? Or is this lady who lost her life, is she like me, a hermit? Like for me, I don't mind to be on the third floor, being in the only cubicle. That's like paradise for me. I wouldn't mind being on like some ranch or some forest in the middle of the forest, having my own cabin, and the nearest neighbor is 1,000 acres away. Like that's me. So I don't know this lady fell into the same predicament. I don't know if she's a hermit like me. But what we do know is nobody found the need to check up on her. So that goes back to the culture, right? Where I work at, I am on the peer support team. I like everybody, but there's some people that are maybe I'm less favorable towards, maybe difference of opinions, but I'm still concerned about their welfare. And if I haven't heard from them for a couple of days, I probably want to check up on them. Wells Fargo is a different environment. Next, let's talk about security, right? Now, is this outside security, inside security? What does a contract state? Does the security firm, do they have keys to the inside of the building, and are they obligated to check? It's very likely what it appears is that like some of the coworkers smelled this bad odor. They maybe went downstairs and told the outside security, hey, there's a foul odor, can you guys check it out? Can you guys check the attic and everywhere else? And that's maybe where security discovered it. But traditionally, in a lot of these environments, security doesn't have access to the inside. What I also see is Wells Fargo possibly throwing the buck back at the private security firm. Hey, you guys should have known that there's a body in here. I understand that you're outside security, but you should have seen the flies that are accumulating on the window. And if you ever seen a decomposed body inside of a house, it's very common. Like, I don't know where these flies gain access to, but it's very common for you to see flies on the window sill outside, and it's very common for you to see flies trying to get from the outside to the inside. Security guard, how come you didn't observe that? Well, what the hell? This is like an advanced stage of observation. I mean, that would be my argument. But yeah, once again, contract security is normally hired so that these companies can pass the buck on security. They wipe their hands clean on the concept of liability. Now, if the guard firm, if they were obligated to look inside, the question is, what are the limits of liability? Are they required to render aid? Are they required to report suspicious behavior to the police department or suspicious environments to the police department? I don't know, because I'm not privy to that contract. But I think that contract between the client and the private security firm is going to offer a lot of clues as to whether or not this security firm is liable or not. So guys, if you run a security company, make sure that you are clear on what's expected of your guard. You're going to write that in the contract. Make sure that those expectations are communicated to the client. Make sure that the client's expectations are communicated to you. How do you communicate your expectations in a written form to your guards? Through post orders, right? You have appropriate post orders that reflects the contract, reflects the meeting of the minds between the client and the employer, which guard firm here. Now, let's just say that the guard was expected to check all of the cubicles for suspicious activity, all the floors. Yeah, they probably failed, but what is the limit of liability, and what are they possibly culpable of? Maybe negligent infliction of emotional distress. Maybe that. It's very possible, under the theory that it's possible that an employee can pass away. Another employee can discover this other employee in a advanced state of decomposition, and that state of decomposition will play a permanent emotional toll on that employee. That's a possibility avenue of litigation. I think I'm really pushing it, but it's very likely that something like that might be pushed forward. Maybe. I don't know. As for renting to this lady, I guess if the firm can prove, if the Wells Fargo can prove that it's private security's obligation to check all the floors and to render first aid if they're trained, had they checked all the floors, had they not maybe ghosted the inspections of the floors, like on the DAR's daily activity report, then this person would have been found, and maybe her life would have been saved. I mean, honestly, guys, if you pass away at work, you probably had some pre-existing medical conditions, but you know, there's always people that are rightfully trying to make right of the situation through the legal courts. So let me just go through comments real quick. I know the signal went out, and hopefully, oh damn, if Mike from Professional Security Journal almost clicked off, that means we were gone for a while. There's been Arizona. Slender says, I missed how long the body was there. 4 days. But if it began to smell, usually afterwards, after maybe even a day afterwards, it was there for a while, leading me to believe it was outside security. University security says likely hybrid work as well. Mario says, and Mario's the one who brought me to this video, or this topic. He said, was the physical security of the building also in charge of the access control system, or how close do they work? Exactly, right? Mario says, it's important to let the clients know that if they contract different companies, they need to create a line of communication. Absolutely. Professional Security Journal says, as a GSOC operator on the contract, I was in charge of the access control. It all varies on contract and position. So let me talk real quick about access control, and that's something I forgot to mention. Was the outside security company in charge of control? That's a damn good question, right? And what does access control involve? Does it just involve allowing employees to gain access? And then recording when they leave? And then if they don't leave, like, what the hell? Like, So if you're in charge of access control, and if an employee hasn't left, like, you haven't signed them out, well, they're obviously in the building, right? Are they okay? I mean, 4 days? What do you guys do? Like, do you guys do pass downs, debriefs, changing of the guards? So when you relieve one of the shifts, do you guys have a briefing on what happened on the previous shift? I mean, wouldn't you say, hey, there's like 5 people in the building? Well, there's 2 people in the building, or you do not have that communication? Because that's going to be an underlying factor on whether some family member considers some lawsuit. And it's really a bad thing, because the family didn't. I don't think the family even filed a missing person report or called the police department for a welfare check. It was the employees. So 4 days. I don't know. I mean, in my current family situation, if I don't come home until like 4 days later, if I don't get back home within like 16 hours, right? I get all these phone calls, right? And my family expects me to be back. But 4 days, is this lady widowed? I mean, I think she was in her 60s. Did she not have family and friends? Which, it's sad circumstance, but there's so many unanswered questions. Anyhow, that's all the time we have today to discuss this pressing issue in private security that revolves around access control, contracts, obligations are, following post orders, writing appropriate post orders, making sure that they are clear and articulate. I want to hear from you guys in the regular comment section box below. What are your thoughts on this topic? If you have your own YouTube channel, I highly recommend that you do a video on this. I mean, I don't know if any other content creators covered this. You know, maybe University Security Solution Channel, Ryan over there, maybe he covered it. I don't remember. I think, I don't remember if anybody covered it. All right, guys, I'm out.